Hi folks, welcome back to my shop. I'm not able to do anything in here except I came out here to use my big computer so I could edit this video for you. I'm not back to doing anything, and everything you're going to see in this video is stuff that I shot before December 6th of last year, 2024. Right now it's March the 16th, almost the 17th. Tomorrow, I've been running around on this earth for 68 years. I didn't ever think I was going to see this birthday 3 months ago, but I did, and you know, I'm kind of stuck with some new wheels here for a while. I'm working hard to get out of it. Now tonight's video is a compilation of 2 videos that I shot when I was making a gib for Don's Wannabe Planer, aka a shaper. Ever since I got my big hydraulic table 14-inch grinder going, got it repaired and up and running, I've been wanting to use it for a lot of different little things, and in this video I'm going to make this gib. Now parts of it show me doing a lot of back and forth, screwing around, just trying to get things adjusted. This is going to be a long video. In fact, I'm probably going to have to split it in 2 for you to see all the trials and tribulations that I had to go through, and to get an idea of just how long it takes to do some of these things sometimes. Now, this little gib blank I'm showing you used to be a piece of Durabar. I cut it out on a bandsaw. Then first I stress relieved it in its hole, cut it out on a bandsaw, and then re-stress relieved it, because you don't always get it all out of there. But by double stress relieving it after you've cut it, I find I get almost all of the stress out of it. Anyway, I've already done all that, and this takes you through how I made the rest of it. Like I say, it'll probably be 2-parter. Thank you all for watching through to the end, and subscribing and hitting the bell and doing all that cool thing. It makes the channel grow, and frankly, this is probably all I have left is my channel. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. If you don't, it was probably Don's fault. Oh, I'm looking forward to the 26th of this month. Clark over at Windy Hill Foundry invited me and Don to come over and see him, along with some other people. I went there last year. Yeah, I think I got a picture of it somewhere. Last year he put me to work. This year I pulled a sneaky on him. I got sick, so I can't work. I think I'd rather work though. Anyway, Don is going to drive me over there, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I'll take some pictures and stuff, maybe make a video of what's going on. Anyway, on with this video. Hi folks, welcome back. Today we're going to do a little bit of project that I've been needing to do for a while. I've got to get rid of the dust from this grinder. I've been doing a little bit of grinding now that I got the grinder going. Got the new wheel on. This is a 14-inch. It had a 12 on it. I think that's because they're cheaper and easier to buy. So we got it all mounted up and running, balanced. New balancer works fine. Been doing a little bit of grinding. Don's Wannabe Planer, aka a shaper, seems to have a problem with its gib here for the head. So we're going to make him a new one. So let me show and tell. Start off with a piece of cast iron. This was a Durabar. Bought a stick of it. This has been stress relieved twice. Cut down to rough blank shape. And then I started grinding. Now, this is what I've done so far. Got one of the 60-degree angles ground on it and surfaced it on that side. This side is the side that fits up and doesn't move, so this will be the side that will move. I'm going to finish making the other side into its 60 degrees, and then I will take and thin this down to the right taper. That'll be the very last operation. Well, then we'll sandwich it in some pieces and then bore this little hole on the end. This is where the screw goes in to hold it and adjust it up and down. So, but that's the very last thing. This thing's doing pretty well. Trying to keep the noise level down, but it's kind of hard to do in here. There's a 10 horsepower rotary phase converter upstairs. Fixing to get ready to turn on the magnet here. See all the dust and stuff everywhere. The magnet's held down tight. I've got this one on. I've got this blocked off. Need to get the table raised up some, or excuse me, the head raised up a little bit. I got it in manual right now. Let's go up some more. Okay, as you can see, I'm 1/16 of an inch here, but a good 3/8 to ½ inch right there. I'm going to leave this down where it's just a little bit above there, so I don't run into that. It's about an 1/8 inch higher than this is, and we'll see if that works. God, I hope this does. It's going to be so cool. All right. Spinning free. I'm going to let this start going a little bit. Let it warm up some. And turn on the hydraulic. Stuff here. This part doesn't move. Just this. That should be all right. Let's see here. Let's just let it go. Put it in neutral. Sure that this down here turns it before it hits, and it does. I got that much clearance up here. I think that's enough stroke. So we'll move this dog down. We'll let that warm up a little bit. Let the oil get up to temperature a little bit. It's not really critical right now. I'm just going to be digging off the bunch of that edge material. fact, we could be roughing it out while that's going, and we could be testing this. So I'm going to make more noise and turn on the vacuum. A lot of suction. And there you go. There's my 60-degree angle, the easy way I like. If you don't have an automatic machine, get one. Otherwise, use the dovetail to cut these things because they take you forever. This would be easier than setting up two machines and then coming and grinding it. It worked very well. Hi guys, welcome back. I know I kind of promised you the next video would be part of me finishing the Kingway, doing a few little weird things. I got bored. It's Sunday afternoon and I can do what I want to. So I've come in here to the grinding room and I'm going to work on Don's shaper give. Maybe give it to him for his birthday next year, the way I'm going. Anyway, Don got this shaper, and I'll link to it up here somewhere. And he started rebuilding it. Why you need a shaper, I don't know. You might as well go whole hog and get a real He-Man planer. But be that as it may, he's got a shaper. But one part was broken. Well, a couple parts are broken. We fixed all the others, and the last thing he needs is the gib for the head part on this wannabe planer. Well, problem with his is it's no working no more. Just goes like that. Luckily, I've got both pieces to it, so it's easy to duplicate. And I've been working on it off and on as I got my new DoAll 14-inch hydraulic grinder going. Now, I'm not a grinder hand, so take anything I do and just file it in the brown file drawer, because don't take my word on any of this. But I do listen and I do read, and been a member of Practical Machinist for years. And they have a grinding section on that forum, and a lot of knowledgeable people have been helping me out. Like the last video I showed them a picture of my setup, and one of them mentioned that I shouldn't have this thing parallel to the magnet on the bottom, because that meant that as I went over, I'd had to rely on the cross feed. And it's better for thin parts that he's found to keep the heat away, to not be going down lengthwise, to go kind of acrosswise. And then another man mentioned, well, he'd like to set it up to where a thin part, such as this, started off on one side of the wheel and ended up on the other, off the other side. So I've been playing around with moving this Suburban Tool magnetic sign plate around to get it just to the right place I needed it to be. And I think I got it pretty nailed down. So now I need to work on this part. Now I've got it set up, and I think in one of the other videos I showed you after I was making the blank for it. This is a piece of Durabar that I've shaped and ground. This side's flat, and this is the correct angle. I just need to, I don't know if y'all can see these angles, but I need to make these sort of like a parallelogram. So this one will be like this also, and now I need to cut off this edge. Now, before I had an automatic grinder, I would have put this on a mill and taken a dovetail bit and whacked off the good part of it. But because it's so little, because I got a big ass grinder, and I don't have to go like this and this and this all the time, I'm just going to grind it off. Give me more practice. See how the baby, and get it warmed up, you know. You want to warm up things like this so that the oil settles out and gets warm and everything stops moving around while you're messing with tight tolerances of 1/10. Now, the part I'm grinding right now, it doesn't have to be that tight tolerance. In fact, if you look at the edges here, You can see all the tool marks that they left here and here. In fact, the back part of it's pretty rough too. The only part that really matters on this is this surface. This is the one that slides up and down against the dovetail on the head. This part is fixed in place, doesn't go anywhere, as well as these two parts. So I'm not worried about the surface finish here. Just this one's the critical one. And the right angles. Now, this I've gone ahead and blanked out. It's been stress relieved twice. And it's got the first angle. So what I'm going to do is use this as a pattern to make this. That way I know for sure it's the same thing. Don't have to measure, don't have to worry about making a mathematical mistake. Don't have to ask Alexa for what's 2 plus 2. Anyway, this is a Suburban magnetic vise on top of a compound sine plate. And I've got it to set to the correct angle for this. I've got a piece of metal here as a blocker, and it's also going to be my fence, if you will. There's a fence on the back, and this is going to sit right there. And I can put both pieces on it just for grins. And that's the angle that I need to cut. I'm going to cheat, as I said, and I'm going to adjust this up and down before I turn the magnet on full force. And then that way I can measure off the bottom of this wheel and make that angle perfect. So let's get to it. A little refreshment first. This is a pretty modern type manual automatic machine. I'm not really sure what year it was made. It's got a 10-inch by 30-inch chuck on it, and it's all DoAll Selectron controlled. And basically you can do it automatically or manual. To set this up, I'm going to use the manual controls. And what I need to do is set this to the right angle like this. And how I'm going to do it is I've got the wheel down here. And I'm going to take a set of feeler gauges. And it doesn't have to be a thin feeler gauge. It can be something kind of rigid. Because this isn't the height of what I need done. I'll make note of that height when I set it, but it's not the final height. I've got that marked on this blank here. Yeah, I've got quite a bit to go. Up here on the top is the handle for the I'll get another camera going so that you guys can see me from my best side, okay? Well, I say so. And with my new software, I can do something like that, and gives it a mark for the software to automatically sync up both of these cameras. So when as I turn around and talk over there, the audio will follow. Trying to make it better for you. Let's see here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this down to where that's just sliding in easy. Okay, that's close enough right there. Now, I'm going to watch it as I move it this way. Let's see about making that angle down here the same. I'm going to stop right here where the break is. Now I'm going to adjust this down to here. Oh, I moved it. Got to be careful. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reach it up there and touch that side right there. Okay, that's where it's touching. I'm going to put a little mark here on this magnet. Now let's go on down. I'll hold this. That's touching there. Now I'm going to engage the magnet on this. And that will lock all these pieces on. Put something that I can see through there. A piece of white paper works really well for doing that also. In fact, I need something brighter. These Mark 1 eyeballs aren't as good as they used to be. Okay, that is right there on it. That's really close. Okay. I wish I had a way to gauge that level there. So as I'm roughing this out, I can go down to the same level. I guess I could count revolutions going up. Let's make this come down and touch. I'm going the wrong way, Steve-O. Okay, hear it? Okay. So right there is the height I want. I'm going to put a little mark on the wheel. This is at 0. Now I want to go down to the other end and come in and see if that's about the right height still. We'll just double check it here. Now we're going to go in. Yeah, it's just about touching. That's pretty close. That will be good enough. Okay. So now I know where this is. I'm gonna, this isn't a very fine marker, but I can get pretty close on it. I'll probably do better with a piece of tape. That way I can get that edge right on it. The reason I'm doing this is there's a chance that I might move this piece when I demagnetize it and remove this piece. So I don't really want to do that. And I don't want all this stuff to move, so I'm going to pull this off a little bit. And slide these up. Okay. Take a stone and I'm going to burr this edge right here. Are you still working? New cameras don't always keep the screen going. I'm going to burr this edge right here, get this off. That sounds good. Clean the back and forth with my hands. And this should go right here. Down on top. Now I'm going to engage the magnet again. Now I can't check to see that this is the same with touching the grinding wheel on it because this may be thicker on this end. It is about 20 thousandths difference, but so I'm just not going to worry about that. All I know is if I had one humongous machine, I could whack that whole thing off and be done with it. But I'm afraid I would mess something up trying to do that. So we're going to have to go down in increments. So what I'm going to do is count revolutions on that wheel up there till we get close. Okay. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then keep going. 7, 8. Go to 9. I'm going down to 10 just for the heck of it. That is 10. And because I'm getting old and forgetful, I'm going to put a scorecard right there. We are at 10. And we're going this way to 0. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And I'll just mark them off as we go. All righty. Got my sign plate angled. Got all of this going. Got it up high enough off the workpiece. I've got it where it's not going to touch my new shield back there, I hope. I'm going to go back here and see. Yeah, that's quite a bit. In fact, that's a lot. We're probably going to go down to 8 when we start grinding, but we'll see. Now the rest of this video is going to get noisy. In fact, I've been having to wear my earmuffs. I'm going to have my air system powering a mister, one of the cool mist systems. Going to have my Grizzly metal vacuum sucking all of the sparks and dust out of the grinder hood back there. And then we're going to have the machine running plus the machine noise from the grinding wheel. So I might have to sing during this, block out all the noise and sing for you. Poor bastards. Okay, let's get a tight shot. Make sure my cooling hose is up out of the way. It looks like the tape is released off of it. So we'll re-tape it up. Then we're going to let the machine run for about 30 minutes. There we go. Anything else I've forgotten? All right. Let's go turn on the rotary phase converter. Machine set for 3-phase 220. It's got lots of moving parts. Spindle needs to be running. I'll get it. That's not bad. Now we're going to turn on the hydraulics and we'll let it go into running the pump some. Get going. I've already dressed the wheel once. Got the table in neutral. I'm going to start the table moving. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start feeding down. I think it will be kind of a waste of energy letting this thing warm up. It could be doing some of the rough output, so it's not so critical. Then let it run and get oil on the table and everything. everything, so we'll go from there. I don't know why I'm over here talking to you like this because the microphone down here follows me around. Old habits. I'm going to let you guys ride up here for a while. I'm going to turn on some misting. I'm going to turn on the vacuum. Sometimes when you're doing something, you need to stop and make sure what you're doing is right. Well, I've been looking at this as I was grinding along, and I tell you, it's just something was bugging the crap out of me. And if you look at it, you know, it looks even and everything. But I had taken and put a scribe line with this, and there's my scribe line. And as you can see, that's not what's happening. So I got to looking at this thing, and as you look at it, it's kind of deceptive. It gets thin down here and thick up there. And that carries on into the way that this has to line up. I'm using the wrong dang surface to line it up with. You know, you look at it, you think, well, that would be the right one. But it's not. That surface right here on the bottom needs to be this line on the back. So how do you do that? Sorry for the interruption, but I need to explain something. I'm not putting over what I'm showing you very well because I can't find that clip for that little piece of film there where I'm showing the close-up. So I can't get into the grinder room because I can't get my wheelchair through there. So I've done the next best thing. I've got an analog to show you. This, if you would imagine, is a huge gib blank. It's got an angle on here. And basically it's the same thing as I'm doing. What I had done wrong was use this side of a piece of cast iron, just the flat 90-degree side on that magnet. And as I put the gib down on it, because it was thinner in some places and thicker than the other because of the taper, it overhung here. And it wouldn't let me get the right dimension, the scribe line that I'd shown you about. So what I did was I took this and I turned it around to where this section was facing the magnet, and so that left a pocket for the angle on the blank to fit into, and then that lined it up perfectly. This happens to be a French cleat. You know what a French cleat is? Well, they're used all the time for holding nice things on the wall. In fact, there is one of my collection of SpaceX Boca Chica pictures. Took that at night, and I thought, that's a great picture. I've got a few others up there on the wall. The one on the right is the first launch. The one on the left is Flight 2, Test Flight 2, after they put the water table underneath it. Notice how the clouds are real brown over there? It's because they're digging a hole to China. And they're white there because the rocket exhaust is turning all the water to steam. And then that picture is the very first catch of a booster. Everybody thought he was crazy, including me, but damn, did it work. Anyway, on the back of this picture is this part of the French cleat, the other half. You put this on the wall and you slide that angle like this into this, and it holds the picture on the wall. French cleat. Nice idea. Now back to the rest of the video. Well, the overall idea is good. Just I need to use a different plate here to make this happen. And just to show you that, I'm going to take and move this up here. We just need to stop and change this plate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the magnet off. I'm going to pull this plate down We don't need this anymore. And I'm going to take another blank I had sitting here that's already got the right angle, and I'm going to slide it up underneath here. And that's the angle we need to measure and make sure is right. By this being able to sit like that, that takes the rest of this and makes it right. Go ahead and just tighten this up real quick. Well, not that much. I want to take the top piece off. I'll go back. This is the way this is going to be. And I'll have to go get the little piece too. But this will just kind of show us what's going on. That's the one I need to be able to line up, not the other one. So let me go get that little piece, and we'll do this over.